On July 30, 2020, NASA sent the next research mission, the Mars 2020 mission, which includes the rover and an unmanned helicopter to Mars. The landing on Mars, in the area of the Jezero crater, took place on February 18, 2021. The rover, called Perseverance, is intended for astrobiological studies of the ancient environment of Mars, the planet's surface, geological processes and history, including assessing the planet's past habitability in searching for evidence of life within available geological materials, as well as collecting Martian soil samples for later delivery to Earth as part of the mission. Now, after such a successful landing, the world's attention is on NASA's Mars rover collecting soil and dust samples from Mars. The images that come from there are quite strange, contradicting the official stories about the red planet. If we look at it clearly from a geological aspect, then we see a scattering of relatively small rocks with traces of long-term processing, both perhaps by water and by the atmosphere. There's kind of an atmosphere, so maybe he smoothed the stones out like that, rounding out the corners around the stones. There is something like sand that seems in abundance. While the Perseverance rover was taking pictures of the surface of Mars, the Sun is also seen in one of these images, but the rover was not looking at the Sun through a telescope. It was his left navigation camera that showed the Martian image. During sunrise you can see something like a planet with a tail of dust on one side of the Sun, or perhaps an artifact. The object itself is the size of Uranus and cannot be Jupiter. Perhaps this is one of Nibiru's moons, or perhaps it is some kind of UFO, raising further doubts about the true size of the Sun. In addition, in the images recorded by NASA's Stereo and SOHO spacecraft, a huge celestial body can be seen near the Sun. The huge object appears to have become visible thanks to an ejection of plasma escaping from the Sun and was documented by the probe Stereo. This huge object could be the star Nemesis or Nibiru. From an analysis of the image, it appears that Mercury is visible in the lower right. In the images recorded by the waves, and above, another large planet can be seen, possibly Nibiru. Recently, a famous astronomer surprisingly suggested that NASA agrees with the world's governments to hide the existence of the Nibiru planetary system. For almost 40 years, one thing is certain: photographs taken by Stereo spacecraft show that a huge celestial body is very close to the Sun. The Nemesis Nibiru star system is a miniature star system that will one day pass so close to Earth that its gravitational pull could devastate our planet with earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions.